school year tayo. And still, we're under the pandemic. Mga quarantine ulit. So, wala, ganito ulit ang setup natin. Despite of that, learning must still be continued. Kailangan pa rin magpatuloy sa buhay at hindi dapat malugmok sa kung ano man ang sitwasyon meron tayo. So, yan. So, tuloy lang tayo ngayon, okay? So, for this lesson, we shall have now the arithmetic sequence. During your first week, siguro na-discuss nyo na kung ano ang ibig sabihin ng sequence. And in an ordinary layman's term, sequence simply means pattern. Yan. So, pinag-aaralan nyo siya. Actually, nung kinder pa lang kayo, meron pinag-aaralan nyo na yan. It's just that, pagdating ng grade 10, higher level tayo ngayon. Okay? And we shall be discussing about what we call the arithmetic sequence. By definition, we define an arithmetic sequence as a sequence whose consecutive terms have a common difference. Ano nga ba yung tinatawag ng common difference na yan? Okay, let me have this example right here. Okay, so subukan natin ito. Okay, let's have it here. Sige, simulan natin dito sa sequence na to. Okay, so we have the sequence 1, 5, 9, 13, 17, and 21 as the terms for this particular sequence. So, aralin natin ngayon siya. Ano ba yung tinatawag ngayon na common difference? If you will notice, the pattern here is that from the first term, ito yung first term, which is a sub 1, to get the second term, we added 4 on it. Yan. And then, for the succeeding terms, you will simply add 4. So, plus 4 to get 9. So, ganun lagi ang pattern. Plus 4 to get 13. Plus 4 to get 17. Then, for the last term, you add 4 again. Now, if it is continuous or infinite, you will just have the same pattern. So, ganun lagi. So, a sub 2, a sub 3, a sub 4, a sub 5, a sub 6. So, i-assume na lang muna natin na yung a sub 6 ang ating last term. So, therefore, yan, to get the second term, you have to add 4 on it. Ganun yung idea. Okay? So, we can say right now here that your common difference, okay, it is represented by small letter D is equal now to 4 for this sequence. Yan, yung tinatawag natin na common difference. Yan, i-underline muna natin yung title ng ating topic. Okay? Now, for the formula, maglagay tayo ng formula, okay? So, a sub 1, starting from your first term, yan, a sub 1 will always be equal to a sub 1. Okay. Getting the value of a sub 2 or the second term from your first term, you will simply add the common difference. Ganun lang yung idea. Makuha? So, from your first term 1, you add 4 to get 5 as your second term. Hindi muna tayo magsasubstitute ang value. Gusto ko lang muna ipakita yung formula. Okay? Now, to get a sub 3 from your second term, you will add another common difference. Ganun, kasi yun lang yung pattern eh. But then, bumase tayo from your first term. Now, a sub 2 is actually equivalent to a sub 1 plus t. Yun yung value niya. Plus t. So, it's actually, from your first term, you will add twice of your second term. Second term of your common difference. So, ganyan yung idea. Yan. Now, you will have the same pattern in getting the fourth term. So, it would be, from the third term, you will add one common difference. But then, your third term is actually, from the first term, is the first term plus 2 of its common difference. So, from the first term is actually adding 3 more common differences. Nakuha yung pattern? Nakuha ba yung pattern? Sige, subukan natin ha. So, let me just erase this. Okay? Yan. For a while, at ngayon nyo lang. Now, okay. So, from your A5, in terms of the first term, what would be the formula? Sige nga, I'll give you 10 seconds to answer that on your own. So, siguro kung meron kayong papel isulat nyo sa papel, or you can just say it aloud. Times up. So, from your first term, you're actually adding 4 of its common difference to get the diba? 1, 2, 3, 4. So, yun yung idea. Okay? Now, look at, let's say, the 6th term. In terms, again, of the first term, what would be the formula? I'll give you 10 seconds to answer that. Times up. So, that would be the first term plus 5 times its common difference. So, nakukuha yung pattern. Okay, so subukan nga natin kung talaga nakukuha nyo na. Okay, let me just erase this. Okay, subukan natin ha. Let's just say I'm looking for the 10th term. In terms of the first term, what would be the formula? 10 seconds again. Now, if you have answered A sub 1 plus 9B, then you're correct. So that is the correct answer. Yan. Now, subukan ulit natin. Let's try another. Let's say I'm looking for the 21st term. So what would be the formula in getting now the 21st term of this arithmetic sequence? Go. Times up. So if you have answered A sub 1 plus 20B, then you are correct. Yan. So we can just say that looking for the nth term, the formula would be A sub 1 plus the quantity n minus 1 times d, or the common difference. So from the first term, you will add the common difference, one less of the common difference. So parang babawas ka lang dun sa from the origin. If you're looking for the, let's say, 22nd term, that would be A sub 1 plus 21 times D. Babawas ka lang ng isa kasi yung pang 22 mo, yung first term mo na para makumpleto yung 21 terms. Yun yung ibig sabihin niyan. Okay, so this is the formula for the nth term of an arithmetic sequence. Okay, so let's try some examples here. Okay, so let me just erase. Okay, so let's try this. Okay, so let's have this example here. Okay, so the instruction here is to write the formula for the nth term of the given arithmetic sequence. So, ang hahanapin natin dito yung formula or yung parang nth term niya mismo. Okay, so let's have now this particular sequence. So, we have 12, 19, 26, 33, 40, and so on. Now, in order for you to get the nth term, remember the formula. We have the formula A sub n. Okay, let me just rewrite the formula. We have the formula A sub n is equal now to A sub 1 plus the quantity n minus 1 times d. So what you will simply need is the first term and its common difference. Now, in this case, you already know that your A sub 1 is equal to 12. Now, for its common difference, you will just find the difference between the first term and the second term. So, the difference between the first and the second term here, we have, okay, so we just subtract 19 from 12, so that would be 30, 40, 50, 60, 19. So, that would be 7. O, pwede nyo i-manual count, o kung okay, mamagayin kayo sa mental math, pwede din naman. So, you have 7 as your common difference. So, you will just substitute those two with this formula. So, that would be A sub n is equal now to 12 plus the quantity n minus 1 times 7. Then afterwards, you will distribute 7 to n minus 1. So that it becomes now a sub n is equal to 12 plus 7n minus 7. I-distribute niya lang siya. Toink. Yan. Then afterwards, you will simply combine the similar terms. In this case, the similar terms would be the 12 and the negative 7 or minus 7. So you will have now your formula a sub n is equal now to 7n plus, okay, what is 12 minus 7? Yan. So that would be 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, very good. So that would be 7n plus 5 or yan. So ito acceptable na yan or sabihin niyo naman, sir, di ba dapat ang mauna muna yung number o you can just write it as 5 plus 7n. So either of the two, that would be correct. Okay? Yeah. So that would be for the first example here. Oh, let's try another one. Okay? So let me just erase this again. Okay? Alright. So let's have now this second example here. Same instruction for this sequence 9, 1, negative 7, negative 15, negative 23, and so on. Okay. So again, what we need to know first is your first term and your common difference. Now, for the first term, obviously, it is 9. And for your common difference, okay, this time, instead of adding, we're subtracting 8 to get the next term. So, it's actually adding negative 8 to get the next term. So, from your formula again, a sub n is equal to a sub 1 plus the quantity n minus 1 times d, you will substitute the values again. So that will be a sub n is equal now to 9 plus the quantity n minus 1 times negative 8. So that would become now 9 plus by distribution. Okay, so magbabago pa na ng symbol. So that would become now minus 8n plus 8. And combining now the similar terms, okay, so combine lang natin to. Yep, we will combine those two. So 9 plus 8 would be 17. So 17 minus 8. And this is now your nth term or your general term for this sequence. Okay? Yan. So let's try now. Okay, so this time let's try a different set of examples here. Okay, so let me just erase this again. Okay, so let's have now this example here. So for this one, you're required now to find specific terms for this sequence, 18, 22, 26, 30, and so on. So you're looking right now for the 15th term and the 18th term of this arithmetic sequence. So again, for this one, we have, okay, so unahin muna natin si 15th term. Okay, so let's just name it as A. Okay, for the 15th term. Okay, so for the 15th term, so just like what we had a while ago, so what you need to do is to find the first term and the common difference. Yun lang lagi. Okay, so for the first term, that would be 18. And for your common difference, you will just find the difference between any two consecutive sequence two consecutive terms since they are since they are arithmetic, so they have a common difference or same difference. So that would be 4. Yan. So double check natin, so 4 na siya. Okay? And then from your original formula, so a sub n is equal to a sub 1 plus the quantity n minus 1 times d. So, you will be looking right now for the 15th term. So, a sub 15 is equal now to, the formula would be a sub 1 plus, so, diretso na natin n minus 1 is 15 minus 1, that would be 14b. So, yan yung kanina natin ginawa doon sa example natin. Okay? So, solve na natin. So, 18 plus 14 times 4. Okay. Now, yan. what is now, okay, so ano na natin ngayon? So, what is now 14 times 4? So, that will be 18 plus, okay, so this time, ayan, okay, i-try na natin ngayon. So, what is 14 times 4? Okay, so i-compute natin. Yung iba sa inyo, malamang gumamit ng calculator, or yung iba, i-manual natin. Yung iba, may na-manual yan. 14 times 4 is 16. Okay, so the answer would be 56. So that would be plus 56. So the answer right here now would be, yan, 74. So this would be for your 15th term. Yan. Okay, so ganun siya. Okay, now, for the 18th term, okay, so for the 18th term, so subukan natin ngayon for the 18th term. So same process for letter B. So ganun pa rin naman ang gagamitin natin. So same given, kaya lang, diretso na natin ha. So for your 18th term, a sub 18, that will be now equal na to a sub 1 plus 17t. Babawasan mo lang ng isa. So that would be now 18 plus 17 times 4. Okay, so ito, madali na lang to. So I'll give you 10 seconds to answer that. Sige nga, subukan natin. Times up. Ayan. So, nakuha nyo na yung sa ating sagot. Okay. So, if you have answered 86, ayan. So, your answer is, okay. So, subukan natin ngayon. Okay. So, that would be 18 plus, so 17 times 4 would be 68. And then, adding the 2, ayan. So, that would be 86. So, ganun lang siya kadali para i-solve. Okay? Yan. Now, so let's try another example here. Okay. So, let's have now this example here. So, subukan naman natin ngayon sa sagutan itong question na to. Okay? So, dito naman, iba naman ang tinatanong. Okay? So, in this particular case, we're actually asking for which term is the given term here. Pang ilan, ibig sabihin ngayon. Okay? So, let's have this example here. In the arithmetic sequence, 8, 14, 20, 26, 32, and so on, which term is 122? And which term is 152? So, ang tinatanong dito, pang ilan daw si 122, pang ilan si 152. So, same concept, you will first have to know the first term and its common difference. So, obviously, the first term here is 8. And your common difference, so you will just find the difference between any two succeeding terms. So, in this case, si 8 at saka si 14 na lang. So, you will notice here, okay, yan. Now, you will notice here, yan, mapapansin nyo ngayon dito, okay, now, the common difference is 6, yan. And then, okay, simulan na natin ngayon dito. Okay, now, we still, okay, for letter A, now, take note that we still do not know the value of n, take note, the n, for 122, okay? Hinilang natin, a sub n is equal to a sub 1 plus sa quantity n minus 1 times t. Now, take note that we still do not know the value of n here since we're looking for which term is it. Okay? So, ang idea lang dito is that, ang alam lang natin dito is that your a sub n, we will assume that this is your last term in this particular case. So, it would be your, this would be equal to 122. Isa-substitute nyo muna na ganyan. Okay? Kasi nga, hahanapin mo yung value ng n. That would be equal now to, you have your first term which is 8 plus the quantity n minus 1 times your common difference, which is 6. And then, you will just distribute. Okay, so you're looking actually for this variable n here. So, gawin natin ngayon. So, 122 now is equal to 8. Okay? Plus 6n minus 6. And then afterwards, okay, combine muna natin yung dalawa. Oh, actually, pwede na naman yan, isabay. Yung iba sinasabayan. Pero ako, step by step muna tayo. So, 122 now would be equal now to, so 8 minus 6 is 2 plus 6n. Okay, and then I will transpose 2 to the other side. So, i-assume ko muna na ito yung nasa, so 6n now would be now equal to, pinagpalit ko lang yung side, parehas lang yun. So, that would be 120 because magiging minus 2. And then, dividing both sides by 6. So, your n now here would be now equal to 20. So, 122 now here is your 20th term. So, yun yung ibig sabihin niya. Okay? So, your 20th term. Yan. Okay? So, let's try now to answer now the second question here. So, let me just erase this again. Okay, so, i-erase ko lang. So, dito lang siguro sa step na to. Okay? Yan. Okay, now, okay, so, same formula. So, a sub n is equal now to a sub 1 plus the quantity n minus 1 times t. Okay, now, the idea here is that, again, you will assume your 152 as your last term here. So, you're looking at which term is 152 here. So, same idea pa rin. So, magiging 8 ito. Tapos, n minus 1 times 6. Then, same process. So, 152 now is equal to 8 plus 6n minus 6. So, that would be 152 is equal now to 2 plus 6n. We will transpose 2 to the other side. So, this becomes now 6n is equal now to 150. And then, dividing both sides by 6, your n now is equal now to, sige na, hulaan nyo ngayon, madali na lang to, kung ilan nito. So, 5 seconds lang. Okay, very good. So, the answer is 25. Yan. So, 152 here is your 25th term. Okay? Yan. So, I hope alright, so instead of giving you this as an example, so I will give you this as an activity. Okay, so subukan nyo lang siya sagutan. And then, what I want you to do is to have your answer on the comment section of this video. And then, I will try my best to reply to you if you have answered it correctly or not. Okay, so with that, thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope makatulong ito sa inyo sa pagsagot ng kung ano man yung pinapasagutan sa inyo ni teacher, module man yan, learning activity sheet, okay, or kung ano man yung activity na pinapagawa sa inyo. And please stay safe always, mag-ingat pa rin tayo, and God bless us all. Goodbye!